Well, as always, thank you so much for joining me. Welcome to a new series. So, this series is technically a pregnancy series, but it does absolutely not require you to be pregnant to enjoy this series. But what you will find is that we're going to have a lot of really gentle movements that are completely accessible if you have a larger belly, but it's going to be great for all bodies. So we are going to go ahead and get started in a seated position. So come down to your seat. Now you'll notice we have a handful of props that we have the option to utilize in today's class. So I have a yoga pillow handy. I also have some blocks handy. I have a wall next to me, which is handy. And then I also have a chair. So in a few of our postures, I like to offer you some different options to help you find different ways to get comfortable in these positions. So for example, if you have a pillow, you can always start this opening posture in a seated position, either just sitting cross-legged on your butt or sitting on your butt this way with your legs off to the side. Blocks are also a great substitution for this pillow as well, or just a standard house pillow if that feels comfortable. So always find ways to make the postures fit the most comfortable for you and how your body is feeling today. Alrighty, so to begin, find a comfortable seat. Root down through your sit bones. Sit nice and tall. Roll your shoulders up, back, and down. Once more, forward, up, back, and down. Beautiful. And then relax your arms along your side and either let your palms rest on your knees, maybe float your palms upwards, or allow your arms to hang heavy. Find the arm variation that feels best for you to allow your arms and neck and shoulders to relax. Sit nice and tall, reach the crown of your head to the sky, and if it feels comfortable, go ahead and close your eyes. Take a big, deep inhale through the nose, and exhale, sigh it out. Take another longer, deeper inhale through the nose. Exhale, let it all go. And take your third largest, deepest breath yet. Invite in as much air as you possibly can into your lungs. Pause when you reach the top and forcibly exhale everything out. Beautiful. Allow your arms to hang heavy. Allow your attention to turn inward and focus on the four corners of your mat and everything within. I invite you to take this opportunity to set an intention for today's class. What is it that you're hoping to achieve or get out of today or put into this practice? And just in case it resonates, I do have an affirmation to offer you for today. I let my light shine. I let my light shine. I am wonderful. I rejoice in the truth of my being. I accept it, and I let it be. I let my light shine. So throughout our class today, I encourage you to find different ways to let your own light shine. Beautiful. When you're ready, gently open up your eyes, blink them a couple times, maybe sit a little bit taller. Inhale, reach your arms all the way up to the sky. Exhale, gentle back bend, cactus the arms, pull the shoulder blades back, squeeze the elbows down. Inhale, rise up once again, maybe reaching a little taller. Exhale, gentle pull. Last one, just like that, really working on opening up the shoulders and chest, reach nice and high. Exhale, gently pull the shoulders down and back, lifting through the chest. Clasp your hands together, flip your palms away from you, and then gently start to round through the spine. Tucking the chin, rounding the spine back, feeling a nice stretch through each vertebrae. Sweep the arms all the way up, pressing the palms to the sky. Release the arms down to your side. Beautiful. Let's do that one more time. Clasp your fingers together. Press your palms away from you, extending through the arms and elbows. Begin to round through the spine, tucking the chin, exaggerating the space between the vertebrae. As you inhale, sweep up. And exhale, release your hands down to your side. Take your left hand and place it on your right knee and your right hand at the base of your spine. Sit nice and tall. Exhale, gentle spinal twist toward the right. Inhale, come to center. Switch through the hands, so right hand to left knee, left hand to the base of your spine. Sit nice and tall. Exhale as you gently twist toward the left, looking over your left shoulder. Beautiful. Inhale, come to center. And gently turn your right ear towards your right shoulder. So spending a little bit more time here in the upper back, neck, shoulder area. Reaching your right ear down toward the right shoulder. Turning the chin down. Feeling a nice stretch along the back of the spine. And then continuing in your circle, bringing your left ear over your left shoulder, pausing to feel a gentle stretch through the right side of the neck. Gently begin to lift your chin upwards, feeling a nice stretch through the front of the neck. Beautiful. And let's go the opposite direction. So starting back toward the left, left ear over left shoulder. And this time really allow the right shoulder to fall away. So that might accentuate the stretch a little bit. If it feels okay, you might even add a little weight of your palm on your head above your right ear. Not pulling too hard, just letting a little bit of that weight to deepen the stretch further. Release the hand, turn your chin downward, allowing your head to hang heavy, stretching through the back of your neck and your upper shoulders and back. Slowly moving over to the right, right ear over right shoulder. So once again, really pull that left shoulder down and away, allowing that to accentuate the stretch along the left side of your neck. And if you need to go a little deeper, you don't have to, but if you want to, you can take your right hand, placing it on top of the head, just above the left ear, and allowing that weight to accentuate the stretch just a little bit more. Beautiful. Inhale, come back to center. Shoulder rolls once again, up, back, and down. Up, back, and down. Beautiful. So make your way to it's called thunderbolt position, but it's basically sitting on your knees. So now this is another one of those options that if you have a pillow or blocks, you're more than welcome to utilize those. You can put a pillow in between your legs, or you can even sit on one or two blocks if that helps release a little bit of the pressure off of your knees. So find your thunderbolt position, just sitting on your knees. Allow this to stretch through the ankles, maybe rock forward and back slightly. Notice how this feels on the tops of the feet and the ankles. Just moving really slowly, feeling that stretch. If you want to accentuate it, you can walk your hands behind you and feel a little deeper stretch through the knees and the thighs, tops of the ankles and feet. Beautiful. Come back up to seating and then turn towards your right. So finding a different variation of your twist. So maybe if you have a wall or something behind you, you can even grab it for some additional leverage. Placing your left hand on the outside of your right thigh, reaching your right arm behind you. Still sitting nice and tall, maybe looking over the right shoulder. Beautiful. Slowly come back to center and then just twisting slightly the other direction. So right hand along the outside of your left thigh. You can either just open up through the left hand, or if you have a wall or chair behind you, you're welcome to grab that for additional leverage. Looking over your left shoulder, really feeling this in the upper back shoulder area. Inhale, come back to center. And now, turn sideways if you need to make more room on your mat. I want you to find a puppy dog pose. So we're going to separate our knees about hips width distance apart. We don't need a block or pillows for this. And walk your hands as far forward as you can, keeping your hips stacked above your knees. And then draw your chest down toward the mat. Relax your forehead on the mat, allowing your forearms and elbows to rest on the mat. So you're really going to feel this in the upper shoulders and back, maybe a little bit in the hips as well. And just hold this posture for a few seconds and see how your shoulders and upper back start to release. After you've been in the posture for a few seconds, you might even want to walk your fingertips further forward because maybe you found a little bit more space in the spine. Beautiful. Maybe you'll feel a little stretch to the front of the chest now that you're getting a little bit deeper. Great job. Slowly make your way up, walking your hands back closer towards you, and then find your tabletop position and just roll out through the ankles. So lift one ankle, one foot up at a time, rolling it in one direction and then the other, so both directions. And then release that foot down and then lift up the other foot, rolling your ankle in one direction and then the other. Beautiful. Now from cat and cow, make sure your hips are over your knees and your shoulders are over your wrists. Separate your fingers nice and wide. Inhale, cow pose. Look up, tilt the spine up, and allow the belly to drop toward the mat. If it feels okay, maybe even roll the shoulders back to accentuate the collarbone. Exhale, cat pose. Round the spine, tuck your chin. Push the mat straight down with your palms and your shins and the tops of your feet. Inhale, cow once again. Maybe bending the elbows to get you there, accentuating through the collarbone. And one more round of cat. Trying to breathe space into each vertebrae. Come back to your center tabletop and just start to shake your hips from side to side, moving nice and slow. Noticing a nice stretch on each side body, alternating as your hips go from one direction to the other. Breathing space in between all those ribs. Beautiful. Bring your toes together and maybe separate your knees a little bit further apart. Sink your hips back towards your heels and allow your fingertips to reach forward again for child's pose. So relax your forehead down on the mat. If you have a little bun in the oven, you might need your knees to go even wider. So really your knees have a lot of range of option here. If you are not having any expanding bellies, then you can bring your knees together if that feels better on your spine. But if you are pregnant in this pose, make sure your knees are nice and wide
so you're making space for growing baby. Use your arms, walk your hands over to the left side of your mat, pulling your right hip down and back, feeling a nice stretch through the right side body. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, walk your hands over to the right side of your mat, pulling your left hip down and back towards your left heel. Feeling a nice stretch along the left side of your body. Inhale, come back to center. Option here to tent your fingers upwards, so just lifting your wrists and forearms off the mat, but still keeping your fingertips down. You'll feel this deeper in through the shoulder blades. Another option here is to place blocks underneath your palms to lift your hands up off the ground. Again, accentuating that stretch through the shoulders and upper back. Beautiful. Inhale, slowly come back up to tabletop. Place your weight into your left hand. Inhale, reach your right arm to the sky. Exhale, thread the needle. So guide your right arm underneath your left arm all the way through until your right shoulder comes down to the mat, and allow your right ear to come down to the mat. So hips are still stacked over the knees. Option to keep your left hand right in front of your face if that helps you feel more balanced and stable. Or option to extend that left arm forward all the way toward the top of the mat. If you really want to challenge your balance, option to also extend your left leg behind you. See how that feels. So there's a lot of different options here, a lot of levels to choose from. Beautiful. Slowly reversing your way out of it. So bringing your left knee back if you extended it, bringing your left hand back if you extended it, slowly pushing yourself up. Reach your right arm to the sky and slowly lower it down to the mat. Rooting down to the right hand, inhale, reach your left arm to the sky, opening up through the left shoulder. Exhale, thread the needle. Reach your left hand all the way through underneath the right hand until your left ear comes down to the mat. So same thing, option to keep your right hand stabilizing right in front of your face or extend it forward. If you like to challenge, even extend that right leg back. Okay, if you fall out, just try to get back in. Notice your right hand back. Inhale, reach your left arm to the sky. And exhale, bring it back down. Find a comfortable seated position. So again, you can come down to your seat or sitting on your knees. Inhale, reach your arms up to the sky once again. Exhale, gentle back bend. Beautiful. Bring your right arm across the body using your left hand, grabbing just above the elbow along the back of your tricep for an arm cross body stretch. So really feeling this through the bicep perhaps and the outer right shoulder. Pulling the arm as much as it feels comfortable to get that nice stretch through the outer right shoulder. Inhale, slowly release. And switch arms. Bring your left arm all the way across the body. Using the right arm for leverage. Squeezing the arm close to you. Holding it nice and firm, just to the level that feels like a good stretch. Beautiful. Alrighty. Releasing hands once again.
So the next stretch is still going to focus on our shoulders, but I have two options for you, and it just depends on what you have available. So option one would be to use a wall, and option two is going to be to use a chair or whatever is handy. So I'll show you both options. This is going to be a really nice chest and upper back opener. So if you have the chair, you just want the top of the chair facing the back of the chair facing you, so you have the top handy. Place your hands on the chair and just start to walk your feet back, allowing your hips to stay over the heels until your chest gets roughly parallel to the mat. So you're going to use this to accentuate the stretch along your upper shoulders and back. And option to keep the knees bent or straight depending on how much of a stretch you want in your legs. So if you have tight, backs of the legs and knees, then you might want to keep them bent. Or if you want to feel the stretch there too, you can start to slowly straighten out through the knees. But just holding this pose, and you can walk back a little bit more if you need to. So the wall variation is very similar. You're just going to use your hands against the wall instead of the back of the chair. So whatever you have handy, you can even use your bed or your desk or really any surface you can grab a grip on. Feeling a nice stretch through the shoulders, upper back, maybe even let your head and neck hang and relax. Beautiful. Slowly walking yourself out. You can put that chair away or move it off to the side now. Great job. From standing, inhale, mountain pose. Reaching the arms up to the sky. Exhale, gentle back bend, lifting the chest, cactus the arms. You'll notice we have a lot of focus on the upper back and shoulders throughout this whole class. Inhale, come up. Exhale, forward fold. So diving back, hinging at the hips, keeping your knees and legs far apart if you have a little bit of a belly like I do. And then slowly bring yourself back down to your tabletop. And then make your way down to a seat. So from your seat, bring your legs out in front of you. Maybe just give your legs a little bit of a jiggle. We haven't used them a whole much today. Allow your hands to rest along the back. I'll turn sideways so you can see a little better. Allow your hands to rest behind you. And then bending your left knee just slightly, take your right ankle and place it on your left thigh. Now from here, you can bring your left knee up as much as you want to feel a stretch through the back of your right thigh. This is a seated figure 4 option. So you're really going to choose your own level here. You can either walk your foot closer towards you for a much deeper stretch, or you can keep your foot more extended if that's a little too intense. If leaning back is a little too much as well, you always have the option of putting those blocks underneath your hands. So a lot of different ways to customize this. Where we want to feel this is along the back of our right thigh. So our right thigh and glute. So finding the level that feels good for you. Holding it for a moment here. Deciding if you want to go a little deeper. And then slowly make your way out of it, extending the left leg, bringing the right foot down. Give your legs a little shake. And then we'll go ahead and do it on the other side. So take your left ankle, bring it up above your right knee, and slowly walk your right heel closer towards you. Finding the level that feels good, getting a nice stretch along the back of our left thigh. And just holding this so all the ligaments have a moment to really enjoy the stretch. Beautiful. Slowly making your way out, bringing both legs down. Give your legs a little jiggle again, and then come back to your seated position. Extend your right leg out to the side and keep your left foot along the inside of your right thigh. Option to have a block nearby if that feels good. Inhale, reach your arms up. And then exhale, slowly reach over towards your right foot. So a lot of different room here, a lot of different options here for where your hand lands. You can use a block to give you something to hold on to that's a little bit closer. If you're more flexible, maybe you can grab all the way to your toes. But just try not to strain so much if that's not super accessible. Use the blocks to create something in between. From here, option to reach your left arm up to the sky. Seeing how this feels, maybe this will intensify the stretch along the left side body. Maybe looking up past the left fingertips. If that feels a little too uncomfortable, then just option to keep that left hand right on the thigh. So feeling this in a couple different places, you'll feel it along the back of your right leg that's extended, and maybe even along the left side, depending on how much and how comfortable you feel on the lateral bend. Again, holding this to let the ligaments release and stretch. Inhale, slowly bring yourself back up to center, and we'll switch sides. Option to bring the block with you. Extending your left leg out to the side, bringing the right sole of your foot along the inner left thigh. Inhale, reach both arms up to the sky. Exhale, lower the left hand down, and you can either let your right hand land on your right knee, or if it felt good, you can reach the right arm up to the sky, accentuating that stretch along the right side body. Feeling this stretch where it feels good. Beautiful. Slowly coming all the way back up to center. Go ahead and release your blocks. And bring both feet to the center, soles of your feet together, allowing your knees to flop open. So if this is a little too intense on the knees, a couple options here. You can bring blocks underneath the knees, so that way they can relax open without going too far. Or another option here is you can sit on the blocks or a pillow if that helps, if that feels good too. So a lot of different ways to customize this. Bring your feet to the soles of your feet together. To intensify the stretch, draw your heels a little closer to your pelvic area. And then if you would like to intense the stretch even more, using your hands around your feet or your ankles, draw your chest forward. Try not to round through the spine, so keep the chest lifted, rolling the shoulders down your back, reaching your chest forward with a nice, long, strong spine, feeling the stretch through the inner thighs, inner calves, maybe through the knees. Again, just holding this for a few moments, allowing the stretch to do its thing. Beautiful. Slowly making your way back up. Little counter stretch, bring your hands along your back. And then just puff up through the chest, rolling your shoulders down your back. So feeling a nice big chest opener here. Stretching through the front of your chest, front of your belly area. Great job. And finally, we rest. So come down, all the way down to your mat. Now, with Shavasana, couple different options here. You can choose to keep your knees up, tented inward, allowing your feet to stay flat on the mat. Or if it feels good, you can extend your legs all the way out, depending on, if you do have a baby in in the belly or how far along you are, you may not feel quite so comfortable laying down on your back. So option is always to stay in a seated position as well. So finding this Shavasana that feels best for you. Still a couple options with your hands. Option 1 is to keep your arms along your sides, palms up, or palms down even if you'd like to feel a little more grounded. Another option is to bring your left hand to your heart and your right hand to your belly to bring that connection back inward to the body. So finding your resting posture that feels the most comfortable, soothing, and relaxing, and allowing yourself to release everything. Take a nice big inhale through the nose. Exhale, sigh it out. Relax through your toes, the balls of your feet, your arches and your heels. Relax through your ankles, your calves and your knees. Relax through your glutes and your hips. Soften through the back, allowing yourself to be uplifted by the entire earth beneath you. Relax through your shoulders, your neck, and relax all the muscles in your face. Allow your tongue to fall from the roof of your mouth. If you so choose to reflect on what your intention was, our affirmation today was, I let my light shine. So in this resting posture, allow yourself to radiate light. Beautiful. Slowly making our way back to a seated position. If you're lying down, perhaps extend your arms and legs for a wall-to-wall stretch. Slowly bring your knees up into your chest and roll over to one side. Nice and slow. Wherever you are, slowly find your way to a seated position. Option to keep your eyes closed. Once again, using a pillow if that feels good. Finding your preferred seated position. Once again, sit nice and tall, rolling the shoulders up, back, and down. Bring your arms up to the sky. Close your palms together and lower your thumbs into your chest. Take a deep inhale through the nose. May we look inward for validation and acceptance. Inhale, draw your thumbs to your lips. May we speak words of truth, kindness, and encouragement. Inhale, draw your thumbs to your third eye center. May we be the change we wish to see in this world. Take a deep inhale to fill yourself with love and light, and exhale to share that with the world. Namaste.